What's good, Commanders fans? So first day in pads in training camp, but before I do get started talking about football, Juan Soto being traded. Wow, I'm a little shocked. I'm gonna say I'm not because I don't even watch baseball, but when they said or he said he had to go on a commercial flight to the All-Star game or something like that, and he was like he doesn't know who to trust with the Nationals, like it's just crazy, dog. Like I know a lot of Nats fans. I'm a Nats fan myself, but just to see a guy who was on the championship team, a big part of the championship team too. You know, Zimmerman's going, Strasburg is going, Strasburg, Rendon's going. But I'm not going to talk too much about the Nats. But it's just crazy, man. I hate to see the guy go. I hate to see him. I hate to see it. I hate to see it so much. But all right, let's get back to football here. John Kime says Curtis Samuel was on the side field. He was not on the main field. Trey Turner on the side field as well. He's been out on a couple of practices. This is like his 5th practice out. Curtis Samuel, like I said, I'm not going to say too much anymore. You know, now his hamstring, back issues. All I care about is week 1. Is he going to be ready for week 1? That's all I care about. That's what I want to see. Now, next year, if he doesn't play more than 10 games, I think it's time to move on. And move in a different direction. And, you know, I think there's a potential out in his contract after this 2nd year. So I would definitely look at that. Kind of similar to what happened to Paul Richardson. I think that's what happened with but like I said, I'm not going to speak any negative things into existence. I'm going to just let it play out and see how it goes. I'm just rooting for Curtis Samuel because if he does play, this offense can be explosive. And the way Ron has explained things and handled things, some of it has been a little weird, to be honest, but I'm just going to sit back and relax and see how it goes. I'm not going to be too negative about Curtis Samuel and his situation right now, to be honest. So the injury happened in May last year, the groin injury. So we'll see. John Bates not playing today on the side field. Ben Stanley also said the cart was out for undrafted free agent linebacker Drew White. I know a lot of people were out there at training camp today. I know my guy Pedro was out there. He tweeted a couple plays as well. He tweeted a couple pictures. Shout out to my guy Pedro Schmidt. Zach Selby says one-on-one's happening right now. Terry McLaurin opens things up with a catch against Kendall Fuller. De'Ami Brown follows up with a grab against Will Jackson III. JP Finley also says first carry of camp goes to Brian Robinson. I don't think Antonio Gibson will get 11 versus 11 work this early. Some good contact at the line of scrimmage. I can see why they like Phidarian Mathis. So some good things to hear about Phidarian Mathis. He's a guy that's going to give his body up, who doesn't care about getting sacks. He just wants to eat up space. Even though he got a good amount of sacks at Alabama last year, he's just a guy that's going to, you know, attack the gaps, eat up space, and let other guys eat, you know, and get sacks and get pressure. So we need somebody like that. I think Phidarian Mathis is definitely going to bring a different type of pass rush or, you know, rushing technique to the roster that we need as a rotational defensive lineman there in the interior. Another Bama guy, Brian Robinson, basically Bama versus Bama. Brian Robinson, I'm expecting good things from him, man. He's a very physical runner, did not fumble last year. So I've been hearing nothing but good things about him at camp. Him and Antonio Gibson should be a nice 1-2 punch at the running back position. Zach Selby says Jahan Dotson working against Ben St. Juice. The pass is incomplete, but there was a lot of jersey tugging. So Pedro said that Ben St. Juice shut down a lot of guys today. So it's good to hear from Ben St. Juice. I know he's going to be playing in that nickel spot, which will be a different transition for him. So we'll see how that plays out too with Ben St. Juice. Zach Selby says Dax Milne got the better of Ben St. Juice with an inside move. So good play by Dax Milne. Zach Selby says De'Ami Brown just blew past Christian Holmes on a go route. I think these were on the one-on-one drills and not 11 versus 11. JP Finley just said Wentz connected on a pretty deep ball to De'Ami Brown. He got a step off the line and was leaving within 5 yards. Easy money in individuals. So these were one-on-ones. This is where De'Ami definitely can excel. One-on-one coverage. That guy, he's just too fast. He's just got to put it together on the field. He's got to put it together on the field. Zach Selby said in games. Zach Selby says, we're moving on to 7-on-7. One last note on one-on-ones. Cam Sims caught every pass thrown his way. So that's good to hear from Cam Sims because sometimes he does have some inconsistency with his hands at times. Zach Selby says, one-on-one pass rush is happening right now. John Allen just bull rushed to Andrew Norwell to the quarterback. I heard Andrew Norwell struggled a little bit today. Zach Selby says David Bada is looking really good on one-on-ones right now, so that's good to hear. David Bada from the international program. John Combs says first day of one-on-ones with DBs versus wide receivers and offensive linemen versus defensive linemen. Also 7-on-7. Wentz was on target in this period, and the offensive lineman versus D lineman. John Allen had 3 good rushes versus Andrew Norwell. Sam Cosmi held his own versus Montez Sweat, a very good matchup. So I heard the guys were very hyped about pads being on for the first time. David Harrison tweeted, said the winners were John Allen, Shaka Tony, Charles Leno Jr., Jacob Panuski, never heard of that guy. The losers were Noah Laufenberg, Andrew Norwell, and John Toth. Another note from David Harrison, Dax Milne was fielding punts today, had a real good rep in one-on-ones before he went down and watched the line. So good to hear that Dax Milne will be returning punts. We'll see if he does make the roster. I think it's between him and Alex Erickson, really Jahan Dotson too. Jaquez Ezzard, those guys, Alex Erickson, they're fighting for that punt returning, kick returning spot on the roster. Jarrett Patterson involved too. Zach Silver says Cam Sims almost made an incredible catch, but could not bring it in. Kendall Fuller was defending on the play, so Cam Sims also made a good catch there. He's 6'5", big guy with bounce. But Kendall Fuller, he's just been all over the field, man. He's had a great camp so far, man. He's been sticking to every receiver, stride for stride with every receiver from what I've heard. Zach Silver says Jared Patterson has a really nice couple of plays with the third team. First, he laid a hit on Bryce Notree after making a catch, and then he finds some room and slips into the second level on a run to the right. So good to hear some Jared Patterson news here, playing with the third team, with the third string guys. I do want to see what he does in preseason. If he doesn't make the roster, they definitely should try to keep him as much as possible on the practice squad if he clears waivers, which I think he would. Zach Selby says Casey Toohill just laid a hit on Antonio Gibson for a tackle for loss. I heard that was a pretty big hit from Casey Toohill. We definitely need him to step up with Chase Young not being available for the first couple games of the season. Ben Sanders says no James Smith-Williams at practice today. John Kimes says the defense with a nice job when the ones were matched up in 11-11 versus red zone work. Montez Sweat had one pressure from the left, caused Wentz to move to his left and flip the ball out of bounds. I think Carson Wentz threw the ball with his left hand. Somebody caught that on camera, and it kind of reminded me of that terrible pass he did with the Colts last year. So Kendall Fuller broke up one pass to Cam Sims. Wide receiver reached up high and had it until Kendall Fuller stripped the ball. So Kendall Fuller making good plays. I think that's the same play I just talked about. And Montez Sweat is playing really well in practice. We've got to see him put it together consistently this season as well. Zach Selby says big hole just opened up for Jonathan Williams working with the second team. So I like Jonathan Williams. I thought he had some good snaps last year. Thought he did really well in the preseason too. That's another good running back for the Washington Commanders. Zach Selby says the running backs are starting to find some open lanes to wrap up practice. Brian Robinson just hit a 10-yard run to the outside, and J.D. McKissick had a nice gain up the middle. Zach Selby says, and now Jared Patterson runs for a 15-yard gain before being pushed out by Derek Force. So watch out for the running back spot. I mean, I think you already have your three guys with Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, and J.D. McKissick, but, are they going to keep four? I don't think they will, but if they, the guys that aren't going to make it, they definitely can contribute in some way, in some capacity. Jared Patterson, Jonathan Williams, these are all good backs, and we have depth at the running back spot, which I like a lot. Ben Sanders says Ron Rivera said James Smith-Williams is working through a hip injury. John Bates dealing with a calf issue. So a lot of guys have been out. It's training camp. Let guys get healthy. Like I said, I'm not going to panic too much. I know they've been shuffling offensive linemen so far in practice, and the defensive line has been feasting. Really, the defense has been, winning the last couple of practices so far. But, we just got to wait and see if guys can get healthy by, when's the first game? Like September 13th, something like that. Zach Selby says Cole Holcomb said being at the mic spot gives him more control. He likes the chess match feel of it and feels like he's more capable than capable of filling that role. So big year for Cole Holcomb. If he can come in and play that mic position really well, I love the pick six against Dak Prescott. You just got to be very decisive and not wait too much. Just be very decisive. I think Cole Holcomb will be fine at that mic position. Pedro Smith says Benjamin St. Juste is looking really good, locking up all the wide receivers, including Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin at times. Matt Parrish says Wentz's ball placement has been pretty solid so far. Dax Milne just had a heck of a catch and even held onto it through the heavy contact. So good catch by Dax Milne. Let's see here. Matt Parrish says 7th rounder Chris Paul seems to be holding his own at left guard. He's worked with the second unit mostly today. Was with the third unit last week, so we definitely need depth there. Like I said, injuries, a lot of injuries happened last year, and we've been shuffling linemen so far in camp, so good to hear from Chris Paul, the 7th, not the basketball player, but the 7th round pick for the Commanders playing well so far. Matt Parrish, Cole Turner alert. I like Cole Turner a lot. I'm excited to see Cole Turner. I'm going to the practice on Saturday, and that's the guy I'm going to be looking for. Cole Turner, Jahan Dotson, that's the guys I'm going to be watching closely. Matt Parrish says as much as Cole Turner should be a value in the red zone, it's him as a vertical threat that is really intriguing to me. Washington hasn't been shy in having him run deep routes, and Wentz likes to go there. My computer refreshed for some reason. Turner's made plays too. So Cole Turner, and I saw Parker Hamlet. I've been on his channel before. He does sidelines Washington football. I was on his channel before as a guest, and he put up a video showing Cole Turner make a really nice catch. Like he dove for it, and it was a really nice catch. And we had, Logan Thomas, if he does come back this year, which I think he will, of course. But him, John Bates, that's a nice trio of tight ends. And I think Cole Turner, man, I think he might be a steal, a fifth round steal. That's the sweet spot for tight ends, man. He's a tall target, catch radius, what Carson Wentz loves. What I'll say it over and over. Carson Wentz loves tight ends. I think Cole Turner, man, I think he's a guy that definitely could be a fifth round gem for the Washington Commanders. I'm a Cole Turner believer, man. I really am. And I love his swag and his energy, man. He's got that dog in him, I'm telling you. Surge the Shooter says Montez Sweat would have destroyed Carson Wentz coming off the play action. Knew he was on one when he was the loudest person rapping in stretches. So Montez Sweat was hyped for pads to be on. Parker Hamlet. He says Wentz feeling the pressure, misses an open Cole Turner on the right sideline. Defense has still been stout today. Also says Sam Cosmi and Montez Sweat were out there competing. He said today hasn't been a good day to beat Andrew Norwell at all. So I guess he's been matched up with John Allen, and he struggled there. Josh Taylor says Sam Howell's looking good as always, has such zip on his throws. Rudy also said, Parker Hamlin also said Jonathan Allen's putting everyone on their butts. Ethan Kedow says Armani Rogers, the other tight end, the tall tight end from Ohio who played quarterback, is having a nice day-to-day back-to-back downfield catches, one from Taylor Heineke and one from Sam Howell. So good passes from Heineke and good passes from Sam Howell today to Armani Rogers. Ethan Kedow says first big play today from 11s was Taylor Heineke with a deep pass to Kyrick McGowan, who made a stellar jumping catch with Christian Holmes on it. Kyrick McGowan is a sleeper, man. Look at his highlights from Northwestern and I want to say it was Pitt or Georgia Tech. He transferred. He went to Georgia Tech, then he transferred to Northwestern. Or it was just reversed. He went to Northwestern and he transferred to Georgia Tech. But he plays like Curtis Samuel. Like, he was a running back / wide receiver. He plays like a bulldog. Like, he's really short and stout, man. He's athletic, man. He's got some speed and some wiggle to him, some quick twitch to him as well. I'm intrigued by Kyrick McGowan, too. I am. Ethan Kedow says during 7-on-7, Carson Wentz connected on back-to-back 20-plus yard passes with Jahan Dotson. Much better start for quarterback one today. So Carson Wentz really has a good connection with Jahan Dotson. Bleeding Burgundy and Gold on Twitter says Carson has been sharp in 7 versus 7 session. Jahan Dotson has constantly found the opening in zones, and the offense is making them pay. So, all right, that's it for y'all today. Pads, first day in pads. Curtis Samuel misses another practice on the side field. So, was that 5 practices in a row? Like I said, all I care is about week 1. He's just got to show up in games week 1 through 17. If he's available week 1 through 18 or whatever, all 17 games, that's all I care about. I'm going to be monitoring that very closely. And I'm excited to see him. I really want to see the guy play, man. I hate to be down on him. I know what Steve Smith said, that, Ron Rivera got, damaged goods. Steve Smith said it on the radio for the Panthers, who played for the Panthers and played for the Ravens. Everybody knows who Steve Smith is. But like I said, I'm not going to say nothing anymore until the regular season. All right, you guys. Hail to the Commanders. Peace.